Hello and welcome to the show. We are here today on automation, going to be trying to build another car. This one challenge is a 60s muscle car. Now I tried a while ago. I've struggled a little bit to get muscle cars that I'm happy with on this game, but of course being a massive fan of, well, that sort of vehicle, I'm going to try again. I'm going to see what we can come up with, whether I can get something that vaguely works. It's questionable, but I'm going to give it a good try. So we're going to go to Sandbox. We're going to build this in Sandbox. I'm going to try and, keep it... I'm going to try and make it as a vaguely useful rival. We're going to go to 1965. So roughly the start, if you will. I say roughly the start of the muscle car era, but yeah, around sort of mid-60s. Muscle cars we're in full flow, and it's the same year as the muscle car that I have. So we're gonna go now. I could go with this sort of style body, but instead I think we're gonna go for a bigger sort of muscle car. We're gonna go for like a big two-door coupe. I could give even a bigger one down there if you wanted to. It's down there, which I get into sort of really classic sports cars. So no, we're gonna stick with this big old. Apparently, gonna be rear-engined. As I said before, there's a lot more rear-engined options now than there used to be. But we're gonna go with just a big chunky muscle car. We're going to go, sure, we'll go corrosion resistant steel around it. We'll try and stop the thing from rusting. Naturally, could be front longitudinal. Suspension. What do we have? I'm not actually sure quite what they would have had on the front of it. I know on the back we're going to have leaf springs. Naturally, you know what? Sure, maybe that's a little bit high tech, but might handle better than any of the other muscle cars of the era, so you know what, we're going to go with that. Fairly straightforward on all of that side of things. Now, engine V8 for us. We're going to have cast iron. Now, I'm going to try, I don't tend to build pushrod engines very much, but we're going to see what I can get working with that. I think we can get away with an aluminium head. Naturally, it's going to be rear-wheel drive. Engine is going to be big. We're going to, of course, have something along the lines of a 6 point. Okay, let's actually just make that fill just so it fits in the engine base. 6.7 litre. You know what? Let's go with a 6.5. Let's go with a funny sized engine. Actually, no. I say even better. Let's go with a 6.3 litre because that's what I have in my Fury. So I'm not building like a replica engine or anything, but that's would be 383. Would be this size engine. Quite a common, not the very largest engine you got in cars of the era, but quite a common engine. Now, we might have to go heavy-duty cast. Oh, wait. That's going to maybe blow up from RPM. No, because we're not going to get more than about 5,000 RPM, so we might get away with it. Now, we're going to tweak bits and pieces as we go along here. Carburetor, of course. Do we want a 4-barrel, or... I don't actually quite know what the difference between that... I don't actually know what DCOE is, other than we get quad carburetors on that. Yeah, I don't obviously a slightly different system. We'll go super leaded on the fuel front, sure. The engine fill is still quite full now, because I've stuck all the bits on top. Never mind. What does that do? That looks like a race engine, pretty much. No, we'll go with 4-barrel, we'll go with twin on there. I guess kind of looks a little bit more like a road car. Exhaust, max power. I mean, we're hopefully, to be fair, we should probably get away with that. Max power of 570. We probably aren't going to be getting... I'd like to get more than that, but I'm probably not. And of course, no silencers. definitely not going to be having any silencers on our machine. Okay, so, first of all, power graph, we need more power than this. Now, the valve flow is going to be the problem. What I'm going to do is be a little sneaky. I know normally I don't like doing the quality slider spam, but we're going to have to get away with a little bit. We want to go... The RPM is going to be... I want to kind of limit it to about 5,000. If we can push it up a little bit more, maybe just have the RPM limit at 5,000. We can probably get away with just reducing that quality a little bit. This is like the difficult part almost, if you will, here. Now, up the fuel mixture a little bit. Ideally, we want to be getting about... 400 horsepower would be nice. Can we contemplate that sort of level? About 550 isn't terrible. Actually, yeah, like 560, not terrible amount of power we got. Exhaust, let's have a play around with this. There we go. 389. So the engine in In my Plymouth, I think when it was new, it would have been rated at about 330 horsepower. So this is a slightly more powerful. That's the Mopar V8. This is a slightly more powerful engine of a similar size. Can I crank out any more of the RPM? Yes, so we get to 395. Ooh, we actually get to the point where the pistons and conrods start giving up. I don't really want to have to go for the forged. It just ups the price. We're going to try and keep price down a little bit, and that is going to up. I know the quality is. This bit here is going to up the price a little bit. Can I get 400? Oh, we're so tantalizingly close. Maybe if we just sneak up. Maybe not. Can we? Nope. Oh, 398. Do I get? Nope. Like it's. I say it's at the right point. It probably isn't. There's probably a way I'm doing something. Oh, 398. I'm actually starting to lose torque now. I'm almost better off with that setup. Can I get any more compression out? No, we're at the limit of the compression as well. Oh, Conrads are now. I think it's just the power. Like the physical power is actually what we are at the limit of with our stuff with the Conrads we're using. Maybe how much is it going to cost to do that? Maybe we'll have to try it. We'll get a little bit more compression. Hey, there we go. 400 horsepower. 401. Happy days. So, yeah, a little bit more expensive on the old. Actually, did I balls up anything there? No, that's all happy. A little more expensive probably on the engine build, but it should work. It should work. Fingers crossed and everything. Right. What glorious sound. Hopefully, very glorious sounds are going to come out of this engine. I would say pretty good. I'd say pretty happy with that. I should say that the piston contract goes 7,000 RPM. What is the valve? The valve actually can go up to about 5,500. I'm kind of impressed, actually. Does that mean if I ramp that up a little bit more? Actually, no, that can probably. We're not actually going to get any more power out of it. We just kind of lose torque. You know what? 401 horsepower. I mean, this is, in all honesty, not that bad. What was it? The Chevys, their big engine was like 450, but that was a bigger engine than this. So we're around about the right sort of figure, which is good. We're going to go with the big Cooper, bloody hell. A massive coupe body style, of course. Now, what can we do? Oh, we can give it some big chunky wheel arches. Maybe not quite that massive are wheel arches, but we're going to have some big tyres, of course. Can we? Okay, we can make it a little bit shorter at the back. Might not actually be a bad idea. Slightly less crazy overhangs. Now this has kind of got the kind of like Mercury Cougar, Pontiac, sort of like pointy middle. I don't know what to call it, but it's got the pointy bit in the middle. I think you can flatten it out entirely if you wish. Kind of still. I actually kind of quite like. We'll go for the pointy. Quite a few cars of the era kind of had that. Is it like the Ford? What's it like the Ford Rancho or something like the pickup truck? That was a little bit later, I think. Had this sort of style. But yeah, we're going to go with that. Ooh, we need to pick a colour. We're building a classic muscle car. They had many. Ooh, let's go for a purple. Yes. It's not quite plum crazy purple, but it will do. Yes, I want that. And the other thing I want to do is, so we want to do bumpers, and now we want to do the bumpers in chrome. Because, actually, we want to do the bumpers in chrome and have just clear chrome. There we go. Because that is a very... It looks the part, really. It's going to have chrome trim on it, so we're going to go for that. And it's easier to sort of paint the bumpers than to try and add. There are bumper bars that you can add, but these don't sort of fit on these parts nicely, so just paint it. Now, we need to go for some krills on this. I'm thinking on this sort of style car, what we're probably going to... What do we have? Will this work? I'm not sure about the chrome bit at the top. I'm thinking Pontiac GTO style almost here. If we had like that might be a bit too much chrome on the front, actually. Yeah, not so sure. Also, when I'm designing this, I find it very difficult, especially when you try to figure out. So we kind of want like this bit here, because when I look at this bit here, sort of be sticking out slightly. So these are Christ. I'm not sure I like all that chrome regardless. Actually, maybe if we went for... We just went for that, and then have just like a chrome surround, but it is a more sensible kind of a looking... It's still quite a massive grille, but the cars did have this sort of thing, so not too bad. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how much of that sort of raised bit at the front is sticking out, if it looks vaguely sensible, which kind of works. Yeah, okay, it's just from like head on it looks a bit odd. I'm not going to worry about that. Lights, I mean, we're pretty much going for circle lights on the car. What do they look like? If we were to have them a little smaller. Do I like that? Bring it forward so they are like the main thing. Do I like... It's actually kind of quite Pontiac lights a little bit, I think, going on there. Do I like them? I kind of do a little bit. Actually, I might keep them. Do we reckon... do I like it more... I don't know if I can change the style. I was going to try to change... Oh, no, I've cancelled my bloody... I wanted to change the style to that because I was curious. There is an undo button, actually. I always forget there is an undo button. Right, so we'll click on that. Do I like that style? No, it gets lost in there. Okay, so we'll just keep it at that. Cool. All right. We're going to go with that. I mean, the front ends of these are not massively crazy, really. And I kind of think I want something down here. Just, I don't know whether they would have had indicators down here, but we're going to go with an indicator on the chrome bit. Slightly funky angle. Where the hell am I going to put a number plate on the front? I think we're going to have like the sticky out number plate. Not that sticky out, Christ. Okay, do you sit... Okay, and actually that'll sit neatly on there. It's not perfect, but it does do the job. I don't even know if it's... I'm quite able to tell if it's mounted centrally. Do I want that to be slightly bigger? Not sure. No, now it looks even more derpy. It's going to be a slightly derpy car. But as is anything that I build, it is a little derptastic. That'll do the trick. Right, door handles. We're going to need some of them. You need to be able to get in the car. We've got, I mean, they are massive doors. We're sticking with the whole kind of chrome thing. Keep the start. Ooh, what if we went... I forgot about other things we can do at the front. Sorry, I've got distracted immediately. I want to go... Where is it? Scoops. Because we can have... I think it's like the ram air scoop, or you can have the shaker hood if you want to go for that. Naturally, I think we will. Are you sat? It is set. So like the thing will lock onto the centre line of the car. So I'm going to just make sure that I haven't just randomly placed it somewhere. Let's go with the shaker hood. Fantastic. Yes, we want that on our muzzle. The thing I had just thought of is what if we went for? Because I remember seeing it's like kind of vents. There are these things here. We can get some like chrome vents on the side of the car. It's just giving it something a little bit. I know most of these will probably have like big flat-sided bodies, but just something a little more definition, if you will, on the side of that. And then we are going to need, like, the back of the car is going to be pretty straightforward. Ooh, let's just, while I remember, it's going to need a lot of fuel, naturally. That is something with all of these. We're going to need some tail lights, which we are going to want. I wonder whether this one will work, actually. That is almost oddly perfect shape. Happy days. That is probably the best I've ever seen that vertical one fit a car, nearly. It almost matches like the outside line. It does have a slightly funky curve going on to the rear, but that'll work. We will have, of course, we'll have our number plate at the back. That can just sit in the middle. Fantastic. Can we get like a big silly aerial? Can we get one of these? There we go. Big silly aerial on the back of the car. And do we... wing mirrors. Yes, we need little spindly wing mirrors. Spindly wing mirrors of... well, they'll probably be chrome. Let's face it. I guess maybe something like this. We might go for that, and then chrome them up. There we go. Nice chromy wing mirrors on our car. Okay. I mean, it kind of looks the part. Actually, now I'm looking at it, I'm not 100% sold on those lights. Nope. I think we're going to go with... I think I might just go with normal circle lights. These ones here are vaguely straightforward. Again, chrome up the outside of them. And a little smaller, so they fit in there better. And, oh, do we go for like a double... Do we go for like a double headlight? Do you reckon a double headlight is either going to look good or terrible? I actually think I prefer it with the two. Yeah. Actually, don't dislike that. It's one of those you spend so long like, staring at the damn thing trying to figure it out. And, no, you know, I don't dislike that at all. We want the FailRace emblem, of course, to go on the bonnet. Well, not on the bonnet, but on the front. In there, sure. I was going to... What are we going to do with the wheels? Actually, you know, I might even keep them like that. It's kind of the sort of the right style of wheel. Oh, exhaust. That was the other thing that needed. Shall we go with... I mean, do we have a glorious side exit exhaust? Do we just stick the exhausts at the back? I feel like we need a bigger exhaust on this car, perhaps. We will go for... I think I had dual exhaust, actually, on the engine. So we'll go with just 2 exhausts at the back. I think that will do the trick. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love doing side exit exhausts. They're always fun. The exhaust is apparently going to sit there. However, sort of production road car probably not going to see that. Right. Rear-wheel drive, of course. And let's go for a manual version. You know, there were manual versions. I reckon the top speed is 173 miles an hour. Shall we gear it up for it? Yeah, let's do it. We'll gear it up to 170 miles an hour. Be one of the fastest cars in the world, actually. What was the fastest car in the 60s? I can't remember. Don't remember my history. Was it the Jag? No, it might have been... No... It would be the Miura, wouldn't it? And that's, to be fair, that's in the 170s as well, I think. So, yeah, it'd be fighting with the Miura for top speed. Let's get some chunky tyres on this. Now, I know automation, as much as I want to have like 285s on, well, as much as I want to have probably 335s, automation doesn't actually like you running cars with that size tyres. So it wouldn't actually sell in the automation world. That size. To be fair, that size tyre is actually quite ridiculous. I say it's good. It is ridiculous. It'd make it drive better, theoretically. But, yeah, we're going to just stick with a kind of, I guess, normal tyres, 260s. Might go a little bit bigger, actually. We'll see what it reckons when we finish it all off. I think we would have had drums, wouldn't it? I would imagine. Massive drums. We're going to need massive drums, pretty much. Maybe the rear slightly smaller. We'll go for a little bit better braking. I don't know. I don't know if any of the 60s cars came with discs at the front. So, again, certainly no, mine doesn't. But I don't know whether any vehicles did have that option. Let's get some brake cooling on the go. We are going to go with let's go with a little bit of luxury inside. Again, I might come back and add power steering to make it sellable. We want a bit of sportiness in our car. Right, what is the issues? I'm going to hazard a guess. The issues are seat count. Oh, there's muscle premium, comfort and drivability. So, probably want a bit of sport. So it wants a muscle premium. I guess that's like Corvette rival it's looking at there for its seat count penalty. Drivability penalty, I can normally fix that with a little... As I can normally fix that. Stick on power steering. It's kind of likes it. A little bit. It might be a tad expensive, actually, this car. What does it come out at? It does 160 miles an hour. It comes out 27 grand. Yeah, I guess it is a little bit expensive for the era. It is quite a high-end muscle car. The gearbox... the game always wants you to put in blooming auto boxes. I know a lot of these would have been sold with auto boxes, but I feel like we're going for a bit more of an exciting car. This has quelled the wheel spin out relatively well here. Front brake force is low, rear brake force is low, dampers are a bit stiff. If we just keep it normal, the game generally is happy with off-road suspension. It is a muscle car, basically. Rear tyres are wide, are they? If I make that... perfect! We'll have skinny rear tyres. That makes it 97. 90. We are going to have the perfect muscle car, apparently. Apparently 235s all round is what the game wants. I feel like that's a death sentence, but the game requires it, so therefore we shall. We've got discs at the front. That doesn't make all that much difference. I feel like drums are more in keeping. Maybe if we just up the pad type. Actually, no, it sells it worse, but probably would stop better. Okay, here is our car. Does 8 miles a gallon. Costs 24. Okay, so maybe the tyres were crazy expensive. Probably, to be honest, let's face it. So we've now made it more affordable. $24,500 for that's. I think that's what you'd sell the car. That's the material cost. No, that's what it sells at or something. I don't know. So we look around. Yeah, the mid $20,000. 1,600 kilos. Actually, not too bad on the older weight front. 401 horsepower. It does. Test track does 158 miles an hour. It's faster than most of the muscle cars just because it's geared long enough. Doesn't beat the Miura. 0-67 seconds. Probably there or thereabouts in terms of performance. I quite like it, actually. It has turned out pretty well. It has turned out, yeah, quite nicely. I guess it is time to find out how it drives. I'm going to guess with an awful lot of wheel spin. So, here we are with the vehicle in Beam. I called it the FRM Eagle. Seems like a pretty fitting name for a big muscle car. And of course we came to the small island USA. We had to go somewhere in the States to test it out. Although this has actually got some quite like narrow, windy roads, which should be a good test for a big muscle car. It should have no problems whatsoever negotiating these. It certainly sounds the part. Gears might be a little long, I'll be honest. Although, like, the gears be a little long. Oh, if it starts wiggling, it gets... Well, if it starts sliding, you're in trouble. The gears being a little long actually kind of help it. They are actually too long. But it does make it a lot easier to kind of get to full throttle, because you can just kind of mash the throttle and you're fine. I would perhaps put the gear ratios back a bit. It was good for the graphs, you know, maybe not so good in the actual real world. I mean, this is... Oh, it's bumpy. Considering I literally just whacked on a default thing, the suspension's bouncy, but not undrivable. It's probably good that it's this bouncy for this kind of a road, because, well, I mean, it's quite a rough road. Oh, we overcooked it through there. Yeah, I mean, it's not the worst driving thing in the world. The open diff, it's just the diff that you have to work with pretty much, unless you're doing an off-road car, is you're not going to quite get the amazing, epic burnouts as such. Well, you get one wheel burning out, the other wheel not so much. Yeah, okay, gears are terrible. It does make it drivable around here. Oh, with slightly less wheel spin. I think I balked up. Oh, like tore and the whole corner apart from that. I know I did run a little wide. That completely wrecked that corner though. It's a very poorly corner of the car. Sure, that very much got destroyed. There we go. Okay, we can do the burnout. We just can't do like the rolling burnout very well. I mean, it does do. It would go through tyres pretty quickly. I do like it. It's definitely the happiest I've ever been with a muscle car. Probably the best muscle car I've made. The engine sounds right. It's about the right size. I think it's a little expensive, and the gears need a bit of work. For sure. I guess it would kind of work for your long motorway journeys. You know, you'd put it in third, maybe, I mean, fourth. Did I not check? I might have left it as a 3. I might not have put it back to a 4-speed. Okay, I ballsed up the gearbox. I think when I was messing around, that's why it's the gear ratios are crap. When I was messing around with autos and manuals, when I put it back to manual, I don't think I reselected 4-speed. Okay, that explains why the gears are crap. Okay, we've got the car with the wrong gearbox installed. We're going to say that much. I've done a lap of the circuit. Yeah, I quite like it. With a better gearbox, if I put the gearbox it was supposed to have in, be very cool. So there we go. A classic muscle car that looks the part. It doesn't look terrible, which is always a bonus for something I've built. Can do a big burnout, sounds glorious. Is about right, and it's a little expensive perhaps, but good power. Yeah. I'm thoroughly enjoying automation at the moment. It's fucking fun building the cars. Starting to get the hang of a little bit of designs. I don't think this looks too bad at all. It is a slight derpy car, but you know, that's the fun. So, there we go. A muscle car has been relatively successfully built. And I've crashed the game. Oh, things have got unhappy. It's so cool, the game is dying a little bit. Game? Game? Are we broken? Possibly. I think it's had it. Well, yeah, I'm not quite sure what's gone on. It was so cool. It's too many burnouts. Too much burnouts has given the game some problems. That is going to be it for this video. Do let me know, would you be after getting the FRM Eagle if this was a 60s muscle car? Would you have it over some of the other options? Probably not over the Chargers and the like, but still, it's a fun vehicle. That's it. It's always a fun build with these. That is going to be it for this video, though. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.